Welcome to 52 Weeks of Storytelling. This is week 22, week 22 of 52 Weeks of Storytelling. What is 52 Weeks of Storytelling? 52 Weeks of Storytelling is a weekly video series that drops for, you guessed it, 52 weeks. And basically, you can come and write a page of your story every single week. There is a suggested prompt with a walkthrough and a story example by myself to help you get inspired, get excited, and write something down about your life. So, with that, I want to tell you about the journal. So, there is a physical journal that you can purchase from Amazon. There is a link to it in the description. That will be printed and shipped to you within a couple of days of ordering if you have Prime. And there's also a PDF option. You can get that on Etsy. And basically what that is you purchase the Etsy listing, you get a PDF, and you can actually download and print it, or just grab the prompts out of it. So that is the information on the journal. So let's jump into the Legacy Storytelling Method. The Legacy Storytelling Method is my way of coaching and helping people walk through how to tell stories and how to teach or how to work with others to tell their stories in order to do it in a cohesive fashion that isn't complicated or hard. So the Legacy Storytelling Method focuses on really two separate sections. So the first part of things is following the 5 W's, and those are who, what, when, where, and why, in that order. So the why is usually where people get tripped up. That is really how I think about it, is how you got to this moment, why it happened, what was happening in your life that got you here. And then the second section has to do with digging, I call them the digging deeper questions. So when we dig deeper, we talk about impact and feelings and what we want people to remember about this moment. So when we're looking at what we want people to remember about the moment, that question really gives people, lights them up, honestly. So it's something that we don't necessarily think about to ask. And when we ask that question, it makes them really think about the moment, the memory, and usually what they come up with, they want to share with someone else, which when it all comes down to it, that's the goal, is that we tell our stories, we write our stories, we want to share them, and then we're actually inspired to do it. So that is the method to my madness, the methodology. So let's jump into the weekly writing prompt. This week's prompt is super simple. It's ice cream memories. So this can really be any ice cream memory. It could be about your favorite ice cream. It could be about the time you had an ice cream cone on the beach and it fell over and smashed on the floor. Trying to cope with a couple other ones. If you have a favorite ice cream shop, maybe talking about a memory that was there or how you found it, or an ice cream memory with a significant other that was really important to you, or one that was just something that happened to you. Those are a couple of options for you to start thinking about, and I'm going to share with you my story example. So my story example is, I'm sticking with the grandparent theme. If you've watched the last couple of videos, I've talked a lot about them. But my maternal grandparents, so my grandfather has passed away. My grandmother is still with us. So I'm going to use they and probably past tense, but I just wanted you to know where everyone was in the world. So they always had tons of ice cream. So I think it was Bash's' and Safeway in Phoenix where they would go, and it was almost like whatever they could get a coupon for, or what was on sale. I feel like that's my memory of what happened. So they would go through and they would just have scats. We're talking a dozen different flavors. And so when we went to our grandparents' house, it was we always had ice cream and we got to pick whatever we wanted. And we do crazy flavor combinations and syrup and all of those things. And it was just really, really neat to have. It was just cool. It was neat to have the options. Obviously that was fun because we didn't always have ice cream at home. So going to grandma's and grandpa's was a big deal to get ice cream, and there was always something. And if they knew if they knew we were coming, I think they always bought a little more, but I don't know for sure. Grandma, you'll have to correct me or tell me about that. So that is my favorite ice cream memory. It gave me a love of lots of wackadoo flavors and an ability to just try anything, which is what I want people to remember from this moment, is that our small moment or large moment, things that happen in our childhood and as teenagers and as we grow up, really impacts and shapes how we interact with the rest of the world. So I had a chance to try lots of different things in a really safe, loving environment. And that means that now, as an adult, I have no problem trying lots of different things, which I love about myself. So that is the end of my story example. I hope that this video has helped you find something to write about in regards to ice cream or something else sweet, and that you take a moment to not only write down your story, but share it with someone you love. With that, I hope you have an incredible day, and until I see you on the next video, happy writing.